In this section, we're going to look at the MongoDB document. So I should call this the art of MongoDB. You agree with me that MongoDB uses JSON, okay? JSON. And the JSON is using, and not just JSON that is going to use in the server, you need to convert this JSON to what? To BSON. That is the binary representation of what? JSON. JSON is text-based. This guy, MongoDB, we use its driver to convert JSON. When it converts it becomes what? BSON. This BSON is only understood by the machine, but JSON generally is understood by human and also is understood by what? By the machine. So this is the language we're going to use to design our document. For MongoDB, it's going to use BSON to store this information. Whenever you hear the word document, it starts with open curly brace and a close curly brace. Okay? The first thing generally you will see is the ID. Okay? And this guy uses what? Key value notation. Or we say what? The feed value notation. I'm going to tell you the reason why we call it sometime the feed value notation. Look at this. If I say here is ID, we say underscore ID. This is the ID of the document. This represents one information, like object information. I'm going to explain to you. This ID is for this document because from here to here, from this place to this place, is called what? One document. Okay? Now here now, I want to put this ID. What should be the number? I'm going to call this what? Object ID. So I told you, this is what? One object information. One object info. That is what? A document. Then I will come to this place now. I put this in a bracket. Remember this? You can put by yourself by simply removing this. I put one. That is manual. Or you simply avoid this ID and allow the system to automatically generate this for you. Okay? This kind of number, you see something like this. 424 F, wherever. Okay? That is what? And what? Hexadecimal number. I want to have another feed. I will call it name. This name feed, I say the name of the person is James. Because it's a string, I put this what? Double quote. Okay, James. I also put here, I say phone. So the phone number is 1426812, wherever. Assume this is the only thing I want this document to accept. This is just one document, name and phone number. Okay, I want to put another document. I come here and I put what? Comma. These all guys you are seeing here now are called what? The feeds. All these other guys are called what? Values. Okay? As you can see, is feed value. Feed value what? Notation. Or you call this guy key, and these are the values. And this is one document. Between each of these, you put what? A comma. But this last one, don't put a comma. Okay? This first guy here, this first guy, is called what? The primary key feed. Primary key feed. So is the primary key. If you are coming from the world of relational database, you understand what we call the primary key. but it's not the same thing with this one. For relational database, you have a table like this. For this type of scenario, we put ID here, we put name here, we're going to put phone here, for instance. Then we're going to call here, let's say, remember this one is auto-generated, but I can, on my own, remove this guy. Let me show you the second one before I continue with that. I say, okay, I want another document. This other document, I say underscore ID. This is 1. I can do it like this. Or I say this is 2. Okay? This is manually generated. This is auto-generated. I can decide to avoid it completely. The system will put it for me automatically. Okay? I am not saying that this guy and this guy, they are in the same collection. But I'm just giving you what? A scenario. So if I continue now, I say, okay, this is ID, object, ID. I come here now, I give 424C, wherever. Okay? Now, see now, name, this time, is Anne. Anne is the name. And the phone number of Anne is 014241. For instance, then this is the end. This guy is another document. This is a document. This is a document. And between them, I will separate them with comma like this. And one thing you notice is that all the feed all have double quote. But you can do without the double quote. That is to say, for this feed now, instead of saying name, I put double quote, I can simply do just name. But if I'm going to put something like this now, for the feed, I'm talking about the feed, I'm going to say first name. I must put what? The double quote because of this space. Unless I'm going to put an underscore here. If there is no word space. So you must put the double quote if there's what? A space. But if I'm writing something like this, a first name, you can either decide to put the double quote or you say, I don't want to put the double quote. This are very important what information. I remember between this document and this document, there is a comma here that separates the two. Now let's come back to this place now. Assume here, instead of putting this auto-generated ID, I manually put 1 here, then I manually put here 2. I put 2 here, for instance. So this is 1, this is 2, this is James, this is the phone number, which is 1426812. This is Anne, which is 014241. Okay? As you can see in this place, this is relational database. This table, these are what? Columns. Why these are what? Rows. This row represents one person. Okay? That's what? An object. One person. In the world of MongoDB, this is a row. A document is a row. A document is what? A row. Okay? So the combination of all these documents makes what? A collection. While the combination of this one makes what? A table. These are important information. Okay? So one thing I did not mention here is, remember that between the feed and the values, there is what? A separation here. A separation here. And this value can accept different data type, such as integer, string, and so on and so forth.